way inside the Crystal Palace half. Poor ball forward by Anderson. It was a tired ball. Didn't get the elevation it needed. As Eze picks up the loose ball for Palace, threads it through. That's offside. Sarr one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Saved by Leno anyway, but the flag belatedly goes up. We could see that was right in line where myself and Mark Schwartz were sitting. We could see that Ismaila Sarr was offside there.
Yeah, he was a good 4 or 5 yards offside. The linesman obviously allows play to go on, as does the referee. And then it was a really good save from Bernd Leno.
Good ball by Iwobi over the top. Castagna stretching, but again, can't beat the first defender with the cross. That's been the story of this FA Cup quarter-final from a Fulham point of view. Daichi Kamada, low ball to Jefferson Lerma, keeps it going in the midfield. Palace minding possession now with Nketiah. Slide from Jimenez, but he can't get the ball off him. A slide from Sessegnon, but he can't get it off Munoz. Nketiah controls it again. Little dink over the top. One for Munoz to go chasing after. And stretching all the way to the byline was Anderson to put it out for a corner. Corner to Crystal Palace. They'll take their time over this. 8 minutes of normal time to play.
Yeah, they're in total control of this game, aren't they? Every time they get the ball, there's space all over the park because Fulham are obviously desperate. They're trying to push forward, trying to make something happen. And for Palace, it's all about keeping their composure and getting the right pass at the right time. They're going to punish Fulham even more.
Right, final throw of the dice from Marco Silva. He brings on Tom Kearney in place of a tired-looking Alex Iwobi. Tom Kearney, who scored and was sent off in the game against Tottenham in December. Scored against Palace here in the Premier League a few years back. But it would appear that Fulham on home soil are out of time today. 8 minutes to go, 3 goals behind. More light football coming up. Celtic against Hearts, 3 o'clock here on 5 Live, and we'll bring you Brighton against Forest in the Cup at 5:15. Corner to be taken by Eze from the far side of the pitch from us. Outswinger, Richards jumps, does well, can't get it on target though. Goal kick to Fulham. So if you just joining our coverage today on 5 Live, Eze and Sarr both scoring within 4 minutes of each other in the first half to set Crystal Palace on their way. Eddie Nketiah getting the third goal that really has broken hearts for Fulham in this second half. As we go to Christie Road, Crewe against Port Vale and Betty Glover.
Goalless here, feels very open this though. Crewe looked the slightly brighter side. Lewis Billington had a brilliant chance, but he fired a shot over the bar. Moments later, Deborah nearly turned a Crewe corner into the back of the net. It is Crewe 0, Port Vale 0.
Well, the Fulham are on their way out of the FA Cup today. They will renew their pursuit of a European place through the Premier League standings. That win against Tottenham in their most recent match really strengthened Fulham's bid for a European place. It elevated Marco Silva's team up into the top 8. Today will be a disappointment for them, particularly the manner in which they control the opening half hour of the game. But you've got to score at this elite level when you've got a purple patch in the game. If you don't score, it so often comes back to haunt you. That really is what happened to Fulham today. Palace so grateful to get that double whammy, 2 goals in quick succession, and Fulham haven't been able to react to it at all. Sarr, edge of his own penalty area, clears away from Palace. Any error will do, just launches it down the field, just building on the frustrations of the home side who are about to be put out of their misery. There's 6 minutes to play.
Yeah, it's terrible when you're 3-0 down at home in an FA Cup game, or any game for that matter. It's just a terrible feeling. You know you're chasing the game, but the likelihood is it's probably not going to be enough.
Down goes Raul Jimenez on the edge of the penalty area. Gets back to his feet again though as Castagna drills in across. Muniz controls, can't get the shot on target. Maybe another chance for the Brazilian. Too many defenders in the way though. Tom Kearney, edge of the box, gives it to Emile Smith-Rowe. He's not added anything since coming on. Here's the delivery into the penalty area. I think it came off Adama Traore's head. Then he immediately runs after it to try and keep the ball in play as Palace regain possession. And Eze clears. He knows there's no teammate up the field, but that just relieves the pressure for Palace, and he sends it all the way back to Bernd Leno. Fulham 0, Crystal Palace 3. Kearney, crossfield ball, looking for Castagna, sun in his eyes as he controls it. Into the penalty area to Adama Traore. Back out again to Castagna. Berger on the edge of the box. this similar pattern that Fulham have deployed all afternoon. They hover around the edge of the Palace penalty area, but they can't get into it with any effect today. Kearney tries to keep it going and he's lost it, and Munoz will come on the charge, and this is the chance of a counter-attack. Look at the space for Eze, if Munoz can spot him, and he doesn't. Eze was all on his own there, but Munoz kept the head down, didn't look up, didn't see his teammate, and eventually loses out to Calvin Bassey as Fulham regained possession.
Yeah, it's another big chance there for Palace. If Munoz looks up and is able to see Eze, he is through.
Raul Jimenez up to Muniz. Between them, they almost get in each other's way. Muniz goes down inside the penalty area, and the referee, Darren England, immediately waits for him to get up. He says no foul, no penalty. Just over 4 minutes resuming of this game until we go into stoppages. Adama Traore too far ahead of Castagna, and I think Fulham's goose has been cooked a long time now. They are trying, they are plugging away, but it is simply not happening for Marco Silva's team. They're on their way out of the FA Cup. Palace prepared to make a late change here. And while we wait for that change to happen, we'll bring you team news ahead of our 3 o'clock commentary here on 5 Live. Pat Nevin will be alongside Ian Dennis. Ian.
Thank you, Conor. Well, Celtic make 2 changes. Schmeichel is out with a shoulder injury. That means that Sinisalo will make his league debut for Celtic and only his 2nd appearance in goal. And McGregor, the captain, is back in midfield to replace McCowan. As for Hearts, they make 2 changes. Milne comes in for Khartoum, and Devlin is back after concussion for Spittle in the midfield.
Thanks very much, Ian. So Ian will be round the grounds as usual from 3 o'clock, based at Celtic against Hearts today, and Brighton against Nottingham Forest follows that. That's a 5:15 kickoff. You can listen on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. You can also watch that game. It's on BBC One television later on today. So Justin Devaney has come on for Palace. Ismaila Sarr has made way, and Nathaniel Klein has also come on in place of Daniel Munoz, who I think he's having a fantastic season. Daniel Munoz, there'll be plenty of clubs interested in his signature. Palace will be working hard to hold on to him. A goal-scoring wing-back. What team doesn't want one of those? There's Bassey here, battling on for Fulham, who look defeated though, as the ball goes out of play. A Fulham throw, but it's still inside their own half, and they simply don't have enough time remaining now. 2.5 minutes to go on the stadium clock. Maybe 3-4 minutes to be added on, but not enough to score 3 times surely. Anderson pumps it long, looking for Raul Jimenez. Over the top of Klein, but out of play. Sessegnon couldn't keep it in. And as with every restart, every throw-in, every free kick, anything like that, Palace take as long as they dare overtaking it. So Fulham will go back to their league duty. They travel to Arsenal on Tuesday in the Premier League. Fulham's next home game here will be the visit of Liverpool. After that, it's Bournemouth away, so tricky games to come for Marco Silva's team. Arsenal, Liverpool, Bournemouth in quick succession. They're going to have to bounce back from what will be a disappointing feeling in the dressing room, I'm sure, as they listen to the celebrations of the other side, and Palace singing of going to Wembley. For Palace, they are away again in their next game. They go to Southampton in the Premier League. That's on Wednesday night. And after that, Palace host Brighton before travelling to Manchester City. And of course, they hope they will have an FA Cup semi-final on the horizon. They almost certainly will do, to put into that fixture list as well. This sunny Saturday early afternoon at Craven Cottage, where the mood was so good in the early stages, where Fulham fans really thought their team were clicking well, but it is a dream that has been snatched away from them by the ruthlessness of Crystal Palace today.
Yeah, they have been ruthless, haven't they? Every time they go on forward, they look a massive threat. They look like they're going to punish Fulham. And they've obviously done that on 3 occasions, and they've taken their chances very, very well. Whereas Fulham, on the other hand, have been wasteful in really good areas. Delivering the box at times has been really good, just not having anyone on the end of it, that's been a problem. And then from there on in, once they conceded the first 2 goals in quick succession, they just really struggled to get going again.
Yeah, the Nketiah goal, Palace's 3rd, was scored in the 75th minute, but in truth, the game felt over by that stage already. Those 2 goals in the first half are the ones that did the damage today. Another late change here as Palace run down the clock. And Eze's going to get a standing ovation from the travelling supporters. You know, what a key contribution he's made today. He's had so few touches of the ball, so few passes, so few dribbles, but 2 enormously key moments from Ebe Eze. And after scoring for England in midweek, what a wonderful few days he's had.
Every time he gets the ball, if he does get it, he hasn't got it too often, like you mentioned. He hasn't really been that heavily involved today, but when he, every time he has, he's just made a difference. I mean, he just had a really long embrace from the manager there, Oliver Glasner. He knows how important his performance were today, even though he could have been involved a bit more, but he wasn't. That's the way the game was, but when he was involved, he was crucial.
It's not how much you do, it's the way that you do it. And Ebe Eze has put in a sterling performance here by doing the really important things well. And Fulham, for all their bluster and hard work and all the miles that they put in the clock today, charging up and down Craven Cottage, nothing to show for it. We're into the 3 minutes of stoppages at the end of the game, 3-0. The surely insurmountable lead for Crystal Palace. And Matheus França, by the way, the young Brazilian, is the player who came on in place of Eze. He has been very peripheral since joining from Flamengo a year and a half ago. But a player who's not featured much. Big hopes for him. He's been disappointed with injuries since arriving, but Palace will hope that now he's fit again, they'll get to see him on a more regular basis. Matheus França on wearing number 11 for Crystal Palace. But Oliver Glasner, funny patch at the start of this season, but otherwise, what a brilliant time he's had since coming to England, coming to the Premier League. Second half of last season, and the middle third of this season, his team have been so good.
Yeah, they have been. Yeah, his arrival was incredible. I mean, the form that they showed when he first arrived at the club was brilliant, and it was really exciting. And I think I certainly had them higher up on the table than what they're currently.